Hello, it's me, and, you can't see my face. Wow. I'm a dog now.
What the dog doing?
This is actually a very different video for me to make, mainly because it's the first time I'm making a video while in the editing process of making another video. I'm actually in the middle of editing my Call Me If You Get Lost reaction, mainly because the recording I took was 90 minutes. Another difference is that I'm writing this video instead of me just talking about how I feel. I already write all my skits, but this is my first video where I sit down and talk about stuff that I've written before shooting. The most obvious difference is that you can't see my face, because I'm ugly. The actual reason for making the video in this kind of format is because I feel like it wouldn't flow as well if I were to record me in it. So yeah. Who knows, if this video does well, I can maybe make more of this essay style video. Who knows, maybe just let it do it. First off, I would like to say that if you have not seen Spirited Away, stop watching this video immediately. I don't care if you think, oh, I'm gonna watch it anyway. I'm not gonna watch it, I'll just see this. No. It's free with an HBO Max subscription, or you can buy it off of Amazon Prime Video for $11.99. Please go watch it there. Just go watch it if you haven't. It would make me feel horrible knowing that I took the magical experience of watching this movie for the first time away. Now. The first time I saw this movie was around 1 year ago. I was scrolling down HBO Max and I thought, hey, this movie's supposed to be good. So I watched it. And it was crazy! It is filled with love, sadness, betrayal, lust, and a whole lot of cinematography. I'm going to spread this video between 4 categories: story, visuals, character, and music. And we're going to start with the story, of course. One less spoiler alert: if you have not seen this movie, stop this video immediately. Okay, let's go now. Spirited Away has a pretty basic story on paper. A girl and her parents go to a place, they eat the food, and they turn into pigs. Now she has to work at a bathhouse so she doesn't die while she figures out how to save her parents. Boom, plot. But while I watch this movie, it doesn't feel basic at all. In fact, the first time I had my mom watch this, she was confused with everything going on, and I had to explain to her what everything meant and how things worked. But this is in no means a bad thing. It just goes to show how different this movie is and how it changes so many normalcies that have to do with the plot, and how it can use it to create its own world and feel. Like, why do Chihiro's legs get stuck on the ground in the beginning? It has nothing to do with the plot, and it doesn't come up later, but it makes sense in the world with everything going on. Of course your legs can get binded to the ground. Of course the golden seal has a black slug that protects it with the spell to control anybody who eats it. Of course No Face steals the voice of this frog guy after he swallows him. But he never really eats him because he comes back later. Don't worry, you don't need to worry, he's fine, he's all alive. It all comes together to create a world of its own with its own rules and its own laws of function. Every time I think about this movie, I get this emotion like in the back of my head that just doesn't exist. It's really weird, but I think that makes the movie better. Another thing that I really like about the story is how the spirits grow to root for Chihiro and her journey. Because at the beginning, people are looking for her and trying to get rid of her like a parasite. When she first gets a job at the bathhouse, all of the spirits hate her existence. But at the end, when she gets the answer correct, you see all the spirits cheering for her. Maybe that just might be them cheering because she finally gets to leave and they don't have to see her ugly human face anymore. I don't know, really. There's also something in this movie that I know everybody who has made a video on Spirited Away has already talked about, but I'm talking about it anyways. It is the pacing. This film has some of the best pacing I've ever seen in a film. But please note, I have not seen every film in existence, okay? The way this movie structures its story is so good. Pretty much what they do is they play an intense scene, then a peaceful scene, and then an intense scene, and then a peaceful... Yeah, you get the idea. An example of this is when Chihiro finds her parents that are turned into pigs. The score gets loud, she starts running around, and then it just gets all stressful, and it's amazing. Then it cuts to her peacefully crying by herself as she realizes that she is, in fact, not dreaming, and that she is lost in the spirit-infested world.
Don't be afraid. I just want to help you.
No!
Then it goes to Chihiro and her new friend Haku running through endless rooms to escape the frog that caught them. Ah! Then it goes to Chihiro talking to Kamaji asking for a job, and I think you get the point now. The film paces itself so it never gets too boring at some parts and too crazy at others. But all in all, this is an amazing story that it takes advantage of to create a world that has not been replicated in any other film. At least that I've seen. I've not seen every other film, don't worry. This movie has some of the best visuals out of any animated film, let alone film, even better than ants. It uses detail on things that just don't need detail, like food. Who cares if the food looks good? It's not like this film will drop to an 11 on Metacritic just because the food looks basic. The food looks really good. It even looks better than real food at some point. You know what? Actually, scratch that. It looks better than real food at all points. Like, would you rather have this or have this? I think you see what I mean. But it's not just the food look good, it's the everything. The characters, settings, the water, the frog guy. Everything has so much detail that it gets kind of distracting at some points. Like, look at the screenshot right here. Every single time I see the scene, I think to myself that this has to be a photograph. And if it is not a photograph, then why is it not in a museum already? You could say this is the case for any Studio Ghibli film. I mean, look at Ponyo. This was actually the first Ghibli movie I ever saw, and I remember watching it for the first time and just being mind blown. How do you think a 5-year-old is going to react when he sees this? Probably gonna piss his pants. I mean, literally, because he's like 5. You get the joke? But back to the film that I'm supposed to talk about. Maybe I'll make a Ponyo video later. I don't know. If this video does well, then maybe I will make a Ponyo video. We'll find. The cinematography is also amazing in this movie. Just look at these shots I found. I just want to print these out, hang them on my wall like a poster because the framing and the way they reflect the scene just makes it so amazing. One of the most iconic shots in Studio Ghibli's catalog is the one with the train and no face. You can see that the background is soft rather than the harsh clouds in the beginning. It makes sense that the most calm and serene shot is right after the most intense scene in the film. Chihiro and No Face are emotionless, mainly because there are no emotions to be had after what just happened. He tried to eat her! And all the spirits on the train are shadowed figures without real meaning or character to them. Speaking of characters, let's go to that now, shall we? All of the characters in this movie are fleshed out and have their own goals and opinions on things. Except for the frog, he's just there. Like I said, each character feels like that they could have their own spin-off series on Crunchyroll, if that makes sense. One example is Lin. She does not enjoy Chihiro's company at all near the beginning, and sees helping her as more of a task than something that's generous. But we later get to know more about her through her relationship with Chihiro, and we learn more about her motivations and beliefs. She's confident that one day she will get train tickets and be a free person, but she is stuck working at the bathhouse like everybody else. Like the giant baby of all characters. When we first meet him, we learn that he believes that everybody outside are germs and that he's safe in his play area and that's it, and he's gonna get a disease and he's gonna die if he goes outside. And he also threatens to break Chihiro's arm, but that really doesn't matter much. But once he turns into a mouse and goes with Chihiro and No Face to Zeniba's house, he learns that the outside is a great place and begins to befriend Chihiro instead of threatening her. All these characters have their own mindset, which makes them more believable, which makes the film more immersive, and then pair that with the detail on everything and the story about a human girl in a new world, it just makes this one of the most immersive viewing experiences. Chihiro herself goes through the biggest change, naturally because she is the lead character, but whatever. She starts off the film as a child that is scared of everything. Even this rock thing, I mean, it's not that scary. As the film goes along, she starts to gain more trust in herself and even says this line right here.
I guess my parents will have to wait.
She forgets about her parents. The only reason she's going through all this garbage just to go on a journey through an area she has never been to just to save Haku. And that is crazy character development. Good job, Miyazaki. We cannot talk about the characters in this film without talking about No Face. He is not a good character, he is not a bad character, he just exists. The only personality he gives off is dependent on the setting and whom he is with. He acts very calm while he is outside of the bathhouse or with Chihiro, like in the beginning or on the train scene I talked about earlier. But all the greed that is being emitted from the spirits working at the bathhouse affects No Face to make him an antagonistic character. He is in no way a bad guy, he's just being affected by everything around him. That means that all the workers made him a bad person, and if they accomplish that, then they're in an antagonistic state. Does that mean that the frog could be the antagonist? It is confirmed! I would love to find that out, but we do not have 4 hours, so let's just start the next section already, jeez. I am going to play 5 seconds of a song, and you have to guess where it's from. Alright, now guess where it's from. I'll give you another 5 seconds to guess. Did you guess Spirited Away? Because if you did, you are totally incorrect. It is from Boss Baby. I still do not know why Hans Zimmer went so hard on the song. It's from Boss Baby. Besides Boss Baby, the music in Spirited Away fits the tone so well, it's crazy. Every single time I watch the scene where Chihiro cries next to Haku and then the music kicks in, I almost cry every time. Almost. Just watch the clip and tell me you don't feel like crying. Now, watch it with the Boss Baby song. It doesn't give off nearly the same effect. Boss Baby sucks. 0 out of 10. But there are multiple moments where the visuals and the music blend together very, very, very well. Like when Chihiro investigates the theme park that their parents have dragged her to before they turn into pigs. Or on the train scene. Again. All of these moments give off a feeling that I've never felt in another film, let alone animated ones. Another thing to note is how good these are standalone. I was listening to The Dragon Boy and The Sixth Station all while writing this video. During then, I could still feel the same feeling I get watching this movie, which is really weird, but that is not my point here. The point is that the music is good, and that is better than Boss Baby, and you should watch Spirited Away and not the Boss Baby! To summarize everything, I do not think that there will be a film that has impacted me as much as Spirited Away. I mean, I have it on Steelbook, which is now going for $90, so I would think that I can call myself a real Studio Ghibli fan. Oh, you don't believe me? You do? Okay, you know what? Fine, I will turn on the camera and show that I have not only Spirited Away, but I also have My Neighbor Totoro and Princess Mononoke. So right here, I have, this, and then I have this, and then I have this, and I bought all these with my own money, and I'm better than you, okay? Alright, so before I go, I just want to say that this movie is good, you should watch it, and if you haven't, why are you all the way over here? I told you not to watch the video, you little